Coming up the news, reaction to the possible distribution of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Also, 4 persons hauled before the courts as police crack a fraudulent check ring. And a veteran educator believes the age of consensual sex should be raised. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Royal Bahamas Police Force sounding the alarm recently to the business community regarding the uncovering of a fraudulent check ring. This morning, 4 men were hauled before the court for an arraignment to answer these charges. Megan Shepard has the story.
4 men hauled before the court for various offenses. Ronay Glinton, age 25, of number 2 Fiddler's Green. Advent Alvina, age 27, of 1A King Neptune Drive, Sears Village. Don Albury, age 30, of number 154 Clive Avenue. And Jacob Alvina, age 22, of number 1A King Neptune Drive, Sears Village. All appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson in Court Number 1 and were arraigned on possession of forged document, uttering forged document, and fraud by false pretenses. Don Albury was also arraigned separately on possession of proceeds of criminal conduct. They all pled not guilty to all charges and elected that the matter be heard in the magistrate's court. Defendants Ronay Clinton, Jacob, and Advent Alvina were granted $2,000 cash bail each, while Don Albury was granted $2,500 cash bail. The case was adjourned to Monday, May 10th at 10 a.m. for trial. This matter is in relation to a number of complaints reported to the Criminal Investigation Department from the business community. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now, the head of the Financial Crimes Unit says that business owners should be vigilant for key markings on checks, including poor paper quality and poor ink quality. And also news from the police officers of the Northeastern Division, while in the area of Spoonbill Loop yesterday, arrested a male after he was discovered with a quantity of suspected marijuana. And as it turned out, police say that he was also a wanted suspect in connection with stealing from a vehicle. He was taken into police custody. Also, officers from the Southwestern Division and Mobile Division arrested a male and female in 2 separate incidents in the area commonly known as the back of town for drug possession. Now, they were all handed over to the Drug Enforcement Unit. A male and female arrested in Abaco after they were found in possession of an illegal firearm and ammunition. Police say officers acting on a tip went to a residence in Cooperstown yesterday afternoon where they discovered a .38 pistol with 14 rounds of ammunition and a quantity of suspected marijuana. A male and female who reside at that residence were also taken into police custody. And also from Abaco, officers while on routine patrol went to a wooden structure on Farm Road in Treasure Key where they discovered a black .45 pistol with 9.45 rounds of ammunition. There were no arrests made in this matter. Well, a major announcement on the distribution of COVID-19 vaccines, noting that the Bahamas could receive some 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine starting later this month through the second quarter of 2021. Now, the Bahamas is one of 36 countries and territories that received notification of delivery of the initial phase of the vaccine. According to COVAX, an estimated 35.3 million doses will arrive in the Americas in this first stage. In turn, countries must ensure that they are ready to use these vaccines. Well, we spoke with some residents of Grand Bahama who shared whether or not they will take the vaccine once it becomes available.
Take the vaccine? No, sir. I ain't taking no vaccine.
And that's the overwhelming response our ZNS News team received from residents we spoke to on Grand Bahama who say that they will not take the COVID-19 vaccine.
No, I won't.
No.
I wouldn't.
The Bahamas could receive 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine starting later this month through the second quarter of 2021. Local health authorities receiving the formal notification from COVAX, a coalition led by the World Health Organization and Gavi Vaccine Alliance. The vaccine is said to have received the WHO's Emergency Use Listing, or EUL, approval. But here are the reasons why these Grand Bahamians say that they are opposed to taking the COVID-19 vaccine.
I need some of them to at least take it here for us to be comfortable.
I would actually put it to the Bahamian people that let the MPs try it first. If they try it, then we'll consider trying it. We have not enough natural resources actually to cure anything like SARS, fever grass, different things like that. We even have the salt water. So, a lady right there, she's like a doctor to me. So, anything if I'm feeling ill and I'm feeling bad, let's go to my old lady. She know the grass, all the bush medicine. That's what I go to.
And doing my research on the AstraZeneca vaccine that we're supposed to be getting, I saw that there was a dispute, or there was an issue with the dosage that they were giving the people in the trial run, and they did not tell the people who were in the trial that there was a dosage issue.
I continue to pay attention to the former Minister of Health, who has several questions as relates to the vaccines that are being that's available around the world. He feels that it has been rushed, and I share the same sentiments. And I'm just going to allow many of government leaders to be those that will sample this set of vaccine that is here, and depending on how they respond to it, I may consider.
If it doesn't cure you 100%, don't make no sense taking it.
According to prevention.com, there are some pros associated with the AstraZeneca vaccine when compared to its competitors, Moderna and Pfizer. For example, AstraZeneca's vaccine is the easiest to transport so far. It can be stored for up to 6 months. The website also states that AstraZeneca is also more affordable. However, when it comes to efficacy, both Pfizer and Moderna report being about 95% effective against COVID-19 after the second shot in clinical trials, against AstraZeneca's 76% effectiveness up to 3 months after just one dose. So just when would these Grand Bahamians be comfortable taking the vaccine?
Yeah, sure.
At which point?
After the first 100,000, whatever they get, go through and nobody get any side effects from it.
You'll consider that?
I'll consider it then.
Me, personally, maybe 5 years.
Why is that?
Because you have to, everything is trial and error, and then technology is always changing, just like this virus is mutating. So, and they're saying that the vaccine is not, you can't use the vaccine against this new strain as well. So it's just a whole lot of stuff that's not developed as yet for me to just be out there and be like, okay, I'll take the vaccine.
Right now, no point at all. I think it's just a money scheme for people to gain from it. That's it. Nothing else.
From what I've read before, it takes 5 years for a vaccine to be done. They have to sit down and research someone that takes it over a period of time, and then that'll give them the pros and cons will be weighed out better over time. So I would think about 5 years is a good amount of time to.
The government made it clear that it's not mandatory it's not a mandatory must that we be vaccinated, and so I would wait around until it becomes mandatory in terms of traveling or anything that I would need to be vaccinated for.
And now to the latest COVID-19 numbers. The Ministry of Health reporting 6 new cases yesterday, bringing the country's total to 8,231. All of those cases are in New Providence. There are 15 cases hospitalized, 2 cases hospitalized on Grand Bahama. 17 recoveries were reported, and the death toll now stands at 176. Switching gears now, it is a thorny issue for some. It is the age of consent for sexual intercourse in the country. Tonight, an educator says there is a desperate need of a complete overhaul. She believes it is sending the wrong message to young people. Italia Hall reports.
Educator and local government practitioner Fraser Gibson has been a part of the education system for almost 2 decades. She says she's had the opportunity to work closely with young people, and she's concerned that in the Bahamas, at the age of 16, adolescents are legally able to consent to participate in sexual activities without gaining permission from their parents or guardian.
I have young persons who would sometimes celebrate turning 16 because they are able to have sex without any kind of repercussions. But there are some. Aside from STDs, they can also become impregnated.
And that, for her, she adds, raises an even bigger concern.
Even though they may become pregnant and have a child, they are unable to register that child. They have to get a parent or guardian or someone over the age of 18 that can assist them. You cannot, in the Bahamas, drink legally, register to vote, drive, but yet they can have consent to have sex.
The educator is calling on legislators to look at this matter very seriously.
Take it into consideration and legislate that the age for consensual sex change from 16 to 18.
Gibson does not believe that this is sending a positive message to young people.
I am passionate about young people. I am passionate about community, and I am passionate about this country. And our young people are our next future generations, and we need to protect them. If they are unable to protect themselves, then we have to put laws in place that will protect them.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Tally. Well, in other news, Grand Bahama now has a new family island administrator. After 20 years on deployment on various family islands, this Grand Bahama native has returned to make a difference on this northern island. Our Megan Shackford fills us in.
After serving for nearly 3 years as the Family Island Administrator for Bimini and Cat Key, Cleola Pinder is adding the island of Grand Bahama to her portfolio. Pinder says she is pleased to return to her home island and is looking forward to making a difference. She says that she has served on several family islands and notes that the makeup of this island is very unique.
On the family islands, we basically we represent all of the agencies, but here in the city of Freeport, we have the Office of the Prime Minister, and we also have the port. So that's a little different. And so what we do is we work hand in hand together. What we are the link between the people and central government. That's what local government is all about. And so we're actually here to serve. And so we work with all of the agencies on the island. For example, in Bimini, we don't have a Treasury Department. In Bimini, we actually represent all of the agencies that may not be there. And so we have a little bit more work to do. Here in the city of Freeport, we work along with the agencies that's here on the island. And so that's different.
Pinder says she plans to continue strengthening relationships with the various stakeholders on Grand Bahama to ensure that her office is providing excellent service to residents. She shares some of her responsibilities to the community.
Vendors, building permits, affidavits that may need to be notarized. We have a whole range of things that we do. In the family island, we cover everything because we don't have those ministries there. But here in the city of Freeport, we're learning what our role is in terms of servicing the public. And so far, it's going good.
The veteran island administrator says that so far, the transition has been going well.
I'm fortunate to have an administrator here in the city of Freeport with me as well, who's completing her understudy. And so what we've been doing was actually introducing ourselves to the heads of department, and any issues or concerns that we have, we address it one-on-one, and then, they basically assist us with explaining, our roles, each other's roles, to make sure that the public is serviced and the best department or the best partner or the lead person would be able to assist. So our role is to help people, to help the population. And so if that's the Prime Minister's office they have to be referred to, then we do that. If it's the port department, then we do that. So we work together. So no, we don't have any challenges.
Now, as Pinder will be responsible for multiple islands, she says Family Island Administrator understudies have been put in place on both Bimini and Grand Bahama. Here on Grand Bahama, Kathy Smith will undertake that role.
We have traveled the entire island of Grand Bahama, including Sweetened Keys, to look at the assets of the city of Freeport. So it's going very well. This is my first deployment. I'm just getting into family island administrator. I'm an attorney at law and a registered nurse, and I've worked in both of those fields, but both for the government and private.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, the AKA's turning in their pink and green for red. That story and a whole lot more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues.